Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'll call the Common Council back to order. I'll ask the clerk to call the roll to determine a quorum.
Alderperson Vitale.
Here.
Weigel.
Here.
Barzak.
Here.
Chapletsky.
Here.
Haas.
Here.
Lysick.
Here.
May.
Here.
Probst.
Here.
Reinke. Here. Rote. 10 present, unexcused.
We have a quorum. We will start with the Administration and Finance Committee. Alderman Vitale.
Mr. Mayor, during recess, the Administration and Finance, we had a meeting, all 5 aldermen were present. Item 9, 11, 15, and 17, Mr. Mayor, we're going to hold that until the next council meeting, May 28th. Then item 10 through 13, move for passage. 14 to 16, 18, move for passage. 19, move for passage. 20 to 22, place on file. 23 and 28. There is 23, 22, and 23 are placed on file. 23 and 28 for denial. Mr. Mayor, I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion with a second by Alderman Reinke. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Barzak.
Aye.
Chapletsky.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Lysick.
Aye.
May.
Aye.
Probst. Reinke.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
10 in favor, none opposed.
Motion carries.
That be all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Alderman. Next we have Public Works, Alderman Barzak.
Mayor Devine. I would like to bring your attentions to items number 29 through 35 on tonight's agenda. They've been adopted, all resolutions, and they've all been adopted by all 5 members of the committee. I move for adoption of the committee's report.
Second.
There's a motion and a second by Alderman Weigel. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Vitale.
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Barzak.
Aye.
Chapletsky.
Aye.
Haas.
Aye.
Lysick.
Aye.
May.
Aye.
Probst.
Aye.
Reinke.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
10 in favor, none opposed.
Motion carries.
Mayor Devine, that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderman. Next we have the Safety and Development Committee, Alderman Lysick.
Mayor Devine.
I refer you to items 36 and 37 on your agenda. This is a joint referral regarding special use for an outdoor extension at Walleye Saloon, 8824 West Beecher, acted upon favorably by all 5 members of the Safety and Development Committee, and the recommendation out of License and Health came out 3 in favor, 2 opposed. I move for adoption of the committee report.
Second.
We have a motion with a second by Alderman Vitale. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Weigel.
I did have a chance to get my question answered about live music. I was assured by the owners that they were planning on no amplified music, no speakers outside in their outdoor dining horseshoe area. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Mayor Devine,
Alderman May.
the question of the parking lot next door and requiring it to be paved, I believe, is the reason for the 2 votes against in License and Health. And can we legally, and if I may ask a question of Mr. Post, can we legally deny someone a special use permit because we want them to pave a next door parking lot? The parking lot and the property are 2 separate owners.
Not a question that's readily answerable. So I can't shed a whole lot of light on it. Basically what it comes down to is, as part of this special use, can you require them to pave a lot that he doesn't own, but he intends to use? And even if, we say here, or if he isn't going to use it, then it can remain unpaved. We all know he's going to use it. It's going to be used by customers one way or the other. So it's a question of, leaving it paved or unpaved. But from a discussion we had earlier today with staff, it's a non-conforming use, that gravel lot. It has continued to be used for parking, and so it can continue to be used for parking. So my best guess on a legal opinion on it would be that they can continue to do that, and us denying a special use because it remains gravel wouldn't be proper. There are arguments that we could make that it would be, but I'd rather be on the other side if I was arguing.
Mr. Chairman?
Mr. Atkinson, did you want to respond to that also?
If I may refer to the special use that did take this up, and it does address the unpaved lot. However, as a condition of the special use, the lot may not be utilized for parking for the bar unless improved per the conditions of April 23rd, 2014 Plan Commission meeting, and if not, signage indicating that bar patrons may not utilize the lot shall be posted. So this is taking care of that lot, saying they shouldn't park over there, they can't use it, the bar patrons can't be there. It does address the issue.
But of course, they're going to park there.
Well, then we as staff would have to bring it back to you as they're violating this condition. But they are supposed to put a sign up, no patrons to park here if you're going into our bar. And if they later want to come back, all they have to do is come back to the Plan Commission and submit a site landscaping plan and such, so, but.
Thank you. Alderman Barsek?
Okay, however, Scott, I would believe that when it was presented to us, there were a blank amount of 23 spaces that were provided. And now with the...
That will be required, I'm sorry.
Now that they're extending their premises, we go from parking to, according to the plan, 0. So I look at, if we had a business, I don't care what it is, in the city of West Allis, and they had parking, and they wanted to expand their business and add on and make it bigger, and they're gonna take their entire parking lot, and it's gonna be gone, now we have 0 parking, we would be going, you're doing what? And that's what I'm basing mine on, is we're granting them an extension of premises, and yet they're saying, we're not gonna have any parking anymore, all of our people are gonna be on the street now. There's gonna be no off-street parking at all. That's what's being presented to us.
Yeah, and I don't know of a single business in the 26 years that I've been here that has met our parking requirements, all the way down to 0 parking. And I have said this in staff meetings time and again, I think I've said it at council meetings. We can't base our denial on failure to comply with our parking requirements because we've never required anybody to do them. And to do it now and then go back to not doing it for the next one and the next one and the next one, our parking regulations just aren't enforceable in our zoning code because we have never enforced them. And so to do it now as the basis wouldn't be a proper basis because it would be arbitrary.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree with you.
That's fine.
Because I'm thinking, and again, my thought process is there is parking.
Well,
And-
not on
and-
land that he owns, and that's the other part of our ordinance is we allow you to borrow parking from another lot nearby being very generous given the circumstances.
But if nothing changes here, he still has that parking. If it changes, he no longer has that parking. And to me,
Officially,
by
right.
us saying, go ahead and do this, we're throwing all the cars on the street and into the neighborhoods.
Right, and that's a policy decision that you can
Very
choose
good.
to make your vote on. I'm just saying from a legal standpoint, using that as a basis to try and hold something up, I don't think is going to hold up because we've never enforced it before.
Thank you.
Sure.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Vitale?
I mean, I gotta put my 2 cents in it, The fact that is, what the city attorney just states, the fact that is that, in particular, the East End, and some of the old part of the city here, many business, overall, most of them really, based on the amount of vehicles of people patronize their business, they never have enough parking for the patrons. So to me, that's an issue, but overall, I mean, we have to kind of sometime, because we don't have the land, the space, really, to make an enforcement, really. I mean, that's That's part of City of West Dallas. That's an old community. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Mayor Devine,
Alderman May?
one final question related to the parking. So if the parking lot next door gets used by this tavern, can the city go in and require that owner to pave it because it's non-conforming use?
No, it's not conforming, and it's been used as a parking lot since before we required parking lots to be paved. And it can continue in that non-conforming use as long as it's not discontinued.
And since there are no buildings on that property, it will never get paved, in all
Right,
likelihood.
exactly. It'll stay that way until somebody has a reason to pave it.
Thanks.
Any other discussion? See none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Vitale,
Aye.
Weigel,
Aye.
Barzak,
No.
Chapletsky,
Aye.
Haas,
No.
Lysick,
Aye.
May,
No,
Probst, Reinke,
Aye.
Rote,
Aye.
7 in favor, 3 opposed.
Motion carries.
I then refer you to items 38, 39, and 40 on your agenda, various ordinances and a resolution acted upon favorably by all 5 members of the committee. I move for adoption of the committee report on those particular items.
We have a motion and a second by Alderman Probst. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Vitale,
Aye.
Weigel,
Aye.
Barzak,
Aye.
Chapletsky,
Aye.
Haas,
Aye.
Lysick,
Aye.
May,
aye.
Probst,
Aye.
Reinke,
Aye.
Rote,
Aye.
10 in favor, none opposed.
Motion carries.
That's all, Mayor Devine.
Thank you. License and Health Committee, Alderman Chapletsky.
I'd like to report on items number 46 through 69, 74 through 77, 86 through 90, 92 to 97. On tonight's agenda, these are various license, reports, communications, and they're either were voted on to place on file, approval subject to necessary requirements, or just approval. And I'd like to move for the adoption of this portion of the committee's report.
Second.
There is a motion with a second by Alderman Barzak. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Then we have item number 91. It's a police report. 4 members voted to place it on file, with 1 voting present. I'd like to move for the adoption of this portion of the committee's report.
Second.
We have a motion and a second by Alderman Barzak. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Vitale,
Aye.
Weigel,
Present.
Barzak,
Aye.
Chapletsky,
Aye.
Haas,
Aye.
Lysick,
Aye.
May, Probst,
Aye.
Reinke,
Aye.
Rote,
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed, 1 present.
Motion carries.
Then the last thing is number 98. This is for special permit, extension of premises. It was as amended. It was voted by 4 members, 1 member voting present. I'd like to move for adoption of the final portion of the committee's report.
Second.
There is a motion with a second by Alderman Weigel. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Vitale,
Aye.
Weigel,
Aye.
Barzak,
Present.
Chapletsky,
Aye.
Haas,
Aye.
Lysick,
Aye.
May,
Aye.
Probst,
Aye.
Reinke,
Aye.
Rote,
Aye.
9 in favor, none opposed, 1 present.
Motion carries. And next we have Advisory Committee, Alderman Reinke.
Mayor Devine. I direct the council's attention to items number 101 to number 110 on tonight's agenda. The committee acted favorably on 2 ordinances, 3 communications, and various committee appointments and reappointments. I move approval of these items, Mayor Devine.
Second.
There is a motion with a second by Alderman May. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderperson Vitale,
Aye.
Weigel.
Aye.
Barzak.
Aye.
Chapletsky. Haas.
Aye.
Lysick.
Aye.
May.
Aye.
Probst.
Aye.
Ranky.
Aye.
Rote.
Aye.
10 in favor, none opposed.
Motion carries.
That is all, Mayor Devine.
Thank you very much.
Mayor Devine,
Alderman Lysick.
if there's no further business to come before the council, I move that we adjourn until our next regularly scheduled meeting on Tuesday, May 20th at 7 PM.
Second.
We have a motion with a second by Alderman Vitale. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned.